Hello, are we live? And I hope we have audio once Pesterquest starts. I've changed around a lot of my audio settings, so this may sound very different. Hopefully very good. Probably gonna be issues, there always is. Hello in chat, hello clowns. I just got a follow from Red Velvet, I think the name was. Thank you very much. So today, yeah, I think I was just on the main menu too long and the Pesterquest music ended. I don't know why it's not looping. Once we get in the volume, I'll see if there's sound. I wanted to check the credits before we start today because I don't know who wrote these. And that's always fun. Okay, Karkat is Aisha. And Kanaya is Magdalena Clark. Alright. And then I'll go over the full credits. What are the James... We gotta see what the James Roach songs are called. Oh no, Kanaya's is Darling Kanaya by Toby Fox. And Karkat's is Crustation. Okay. Let us begin. Volume 5, Route 1, and Volume 5, Route 2. That's clever. It's like Act 5. People like us, and I have plenty of friends. Get right into Karkat here. Oh, there we go. We know if the music's too loud. Confident that your new friends are safely sleeping off a rowdy night full of snacks, video games, and taxidermy, you turn your thoughts to dreams. Jade's dreams. That fascinating, shining place that feels familiar. The way, well, a dream does. Prospect feels like the place you should be right now. You've got a brand new Zap sense, and it hasn't failed you so far. It's allowed you to befriend several emotionally volatile teens in precarious home situations. These powers won't let you down. Now, my mouse click shows up. Let me see if I can do something on Steam. We're gonna get weird with it. We're gonna get real weird with it. Where's Pesterquest? Properties. No, not properties. Oh, I have my controller unplugged. Doesn't matter. I was gonna bind my controller. Oh, and Darling Kanai's a new version. Okay. Tell me if the clicking is too bad. But next time I stream, for sure, I'm gonna bind my controller to move through the text that you don't hear the clicking. Unless there's a next text button on the keyboard, but I don't know if there is. So you zap to the dream world. Turns out you can fly here. Rad. You drift around for a little bit, admiring the glittering towers, waving lazily to all the various dream NPCs, until you come upon a dome with an open window. Inside, a troll boy with nubby horns and a silly outfit lies curled up in his dream bed, sleeping soundly. I have a number of things to ask about this. So they went to the troll session prospect by mistake? And why can they fly there? I thought dream selves could fly. I wasn't inherently part of Prospect. That's weird. Oh, he looks so peaceful. You imagine this is a very peaceful troll boy. Perhaps it should strike you as strange that you immediately know this alien's race, but nah, you don't have time for that. Abruptly, the boy vanishes. Oh shit. You follow him without hesitation. Zap! Luckily, your powers seem oriented to specific people rather than places. You figure it's because this is a character-driven narrative. You find yourself in a dim respite block. There's a bookshelf and a desk and clothes hung up on pegs on the wall. But instead of a bed, there is a small tub of green goo. Ugh. What? A gravelly voice tinged with mania crashes over you in a furious wave. You reel back from the onslaught. Every evening I wake up to another glorious night of the universe applying its globes directly to my face in the most hilarious and juvenile way possible. I'm used to this, okay? I'm not saying this is anything new, but this is just this is just next level. Your eyes finally adjust enough to see the same troll boy from the dream world. He appears to have fallen asleep with his tusk top. Some crumbs are stuck to his face where it had been pressed to the desk. He's got a zodiac symbol on his shirt. Whichever one is a sideways 69. Nice. And man, he is angry. Way angrier than a normal person. I stay in this crumbling excuse for a hive, rig this place with the early warning systems, and what's my reward? A deformed blue blood teleporting into my respite block like a... You zap out of there because, damn, you don't know what kind of early warning system he has, but whatever predators it's meant to keep away, all you'd have to do is shout at them. You appear on a nearby hill about 100 yards away from his hive. From the outside, it's large and leaning, with square windows and an unnecessary number of balconies. Although who are you to say what's necessary? Maybe this dude really likes balconies. He could probably use the fresh air. A couple of similarly large and lopsided hives scattered the skylines. Hives. You aren't sure how you know they're called that, but it feels right. Maybe because of the organic, insectile architecture, like they were grown instead of built. You clearly aren't on Earth anymore. The sky is black, and the bushes are purple, and there are 2 moons. Neither of them is your gold moon, though. You think maybe you should be freaked out by this strange alien land, but nah. You're a seasoned friend adventurer by now. Besides, you like it here. It's comfortable. It's a pretty good hill. You sit for a while, thinking about this hill and this universe and your place is it. And your place... Oh, that should be your place in it. Until the sun starts to crest over the distant horizon. Hey, idiot! The troll boy is leaning out of his front door. You're sitting on the ground waiting for sunrise, so you're either a Jadeblood or a moron. And I know the only Jadeblood who lives outside the caverns, and she's a lot better looking than you. So what the hell? Who are you? You're not a troll. There's a substantial gap of grassy hill between the two of you, but you can hear him just fine. He has a talent for projection. You stand up and brush the dirt off your rib. He seems a bit less angry now. Do we zap over or take your sweet time? Let's zap over. No point in wasting daylight, or moonlight, or whatever. So you just zap on over there. Holy! A flash of gray and the gleam of metal. Bright, shocking pain opens up in the middle of you. The boy stares, eyes round, yellow, and shocked. Your laugh comes out wet. Why are you laughing? You don't know what else to do. You press a hand into the wound in your stomach, trying to hold the blood in with your sheer willpower. You tell him you were just trying to save a little time. What? The boy stares down at the weapon in his hand, a viciously hooked blade that he pulled seemingly out of nowhere. A scythe? No, a sickle. It's his... Is this kid a communist? Did communists actually use sickles, or were they just sickle-themed? So many communist facts you don't know. Okay, I don't want to be that guy, but why does he have the home smellulator? The boy continues to stare at his sickle. Then he stares at your fingers. He looks back and forth. His sickle, your fingers. His sickle, your fingers. Or more accurately, the blood on his sickle and your fingers. He's gaping at the crimson splashes like he's never seen blood before. His mouth moves, but no sound comes out. He hunches over himself like he is the one who has been gutted. You aren't sure what he does after that, because suddenly you're on your back and all you can see is the sky. Game over. Oh, that's good art. Who did that one? Let me see. In doing illustrations for Karkat? Yeah, it's Pointco, that's what I was gonna say. Good to see Pointco back. Now we gotta take our time. You walk leisurely down the hill. The heat from the rising sun washes over your back, and you speed up. That sun is bad news. You just know it. You start down the hill. Light bleeds further across the horizon, and your pace gets a little less leisurely. The troll boy crosses his arms. His shoulders are rounded in a slouch, like he spends a lot of time making himself smaller. His black painted claws are bitten down. You wave a little awkward hello. He rolls his eyes and grabs you by the arm, grip surprisingly strong. He tucks you underneath the shadowed overhang of a balcony. Okay, what were you doing watching me in my dream like some hornless cast-posing pervert? I can't even retreat into unconscious anymore, is that it? I won't even slide into the nascent relief of death without an alien stalking me. Did one of my friends put you up to this? Was it Solix? Everyone's favorite pastime. Make Karkat's life even more of a constant effervescent. You tell him, Karkat, that it's not like that. You don't know anyone named Solix, and you don't mean to be creepy. You just found him, like how he looked, and decided to follow him home. Karkat's thick eyebrows crept upward. Okay, you know how that sounds, but you really didn't do it to be weird, you did it for friendship. You crave it, like a mineral. The goats, they crave that mineral. Wow, very normal, Mr. Magic. Okay, but you are magic. Okay, maybe not you specifically, you don't want to brag, but you can do some pretty magical stuff. Karkat looks incredibly dubious, even more so than Rose had, who you might have described as politely incredulous. You consider explaining to him all that wild stuff that Jade told you about. Games and destiny and such things, but you really can't imagine what any of that has to do with this grumpy alien boy. What are the chances? You tell him you can prove it. You can bring him to visit one of his friends. You're so awesome at bringing friends together. You could visit, Solix, was it? Karkat makes a noise like a tea kettle being punched. Hell no! That Nook biter could self-immolate if I interrupted his coding. You wonder if, that's a euphemism? Maybe Karkat just likes scare quotes. I don't have the energy to grubsit his freaky deformed bulges today. Oh no, we're doing this. Okay, then where does he want to go? Does he have any more friends? I wouldn't call him a friend exactly. More like an endless burden I've been cursed with by the slithering eldritch gods of the outer reaches. If I didn't occasionally check up on him, he'd space out so far he'd hit hard vacuum. Oh no, are we going to Gamzee or Eridan? How do we do this? Yeah, bulges. 2. Two of them. 2 bulges? A little sneak preview of my Tholix. My Tholix voice is gonna be coming up in a couple volumes here. You're not actually quite sure, but you don't want to backpedal and suggest to this cool, angry troll boy that you don't know what you're doing. Do I just... His hands kind of hovers near yours. Hold on. You could hold hands, but you don't want to be too forward. You could also just hold him under the armpits. You think holding me under the armpits is less weird than holding frond stumps? Yeah, sort of. Karkat puts an awkward hand on your elbow, then he frowns and pushes up your sleeve, laying 3 fingers against your bare arm. You good, dude? Yeah, sorry, you're just kinda warm. Thank you, you tell Karkat that he is very warm too. Let's just get this over with. Try to aim for just outside the hive. His Lucis isn't around, and he usually is too stoned to notice if the roof came down. But I don't want to startle him. Cool, here goes. You zap somewhere pitch black and immediately blunder right into Karkat. Oh my god! Could you keep it together for a single glance, Nugget? You aren't in Karkat's hive anymore. You appear to be in the void. Cool. The what? Let go of me! You tell Karkat that he's actually the one still holding on to you. He makes an angry noise through his nostrils and releases you from his clammy grasp. He moves away from you and collides with what sounds like about 17 mops all banging into each other and clattering to the ground. God! Something smashes. Slurry guzzling! A shower of little noises like marble over hardwood. What even is that? A light finally pops on above you. You appear to be in an alien broom closet with, like, alien cleaning supplies, you guess? One of the bottles just has Clen written on it in permanent marker. You ask Karkat if he meant to transport the 2 of you into a closet. Okay, what do we got here? Is that a little plushie of Palipa? Clen. There's a mop with sunglasses. There's a little wonderful... Okay, so the Palipa plushie, the little MSPA reader face here, did what happened in Friendsim affect how Gamzee's religion works? Is the reader now the Messiah? And here's Troll Clown Posse. Oh! I thought that this just changed. That was very weird. That's 2 eyes and a nose and the Gamzee smile. I thought that was 2 eyes and a mouth and the outline of a head for MSPA reader. Oh yeah, this here. That's... I think it's a Trollified Insane Clown Posse logo. A light finally pops on above you. Oh, we already got this. A bucket rattles as he kicks it. He yelps and jumps backward onto your foot. What the... Makara, you bottom-feeding... Your personal habits are almost disgusting as your pan-rotting purple words. Why is your paling equipment mixed in with your scrub poles? Did you figure nobody would notice? Surprise, Nooksucker. I noticed. What in the hell? Trolls have hell? Yeah, they say that in the comic, that's fine. Karkat breaks off, and after a moment you realize why. Heavy footsteps shuffle closer. Someone has heard the absolute rumpus tantrum that Karkat's kicking up. Oh god, this is also a Gamzee volume. We're doing all the voices that hurt today. Okay, give me a second to prepare here. Ow, I got it. Let's check it out here. Hey. You gotta do the crazy taxi announcer to get into the Gamzee voice. Hey, it's crazy taxi. Hey. Karkat's goat dad. Karkat said his Lucis was gone, so probably not. Oh, hey, hold up, my brother. I don't know if I can hit the Gamzee voice today. I think the Karkat stole the Gamzee from me. I'm hearing something in the scrub cubby. Some squeak beast when it's all got itself trapped. The door opens a crack. Karkat grabs your arm again. Ah, my foot fell asleep. A shadow looms on the wall. Wild hair and tall horns. Oh, fuck me. Karkat squeezes his arm. Help. Oh, that's like a million needles. Oh. I'm gonna Wilhelm scream. Just get this foot off of this foot. Oh! This is content. This is good stream content. Okay, it's good. Karkat squeezes your arm so hard it hurts. The door opens a little wider, and you feel wetness on your arm where Karkat's claws have drawn blood. The door creaks, and you panic. You both crash to the floor together in Karkat's resp- Oh, it's all we're getting a Gamzee, huh? Karkat's little horns jab you in the side. What was that for? Why did you do that? Because Karkat was freaking out and you were worried the two of you were in danger, and there was some menacing asshole saying creepy stuff outside the closet door. That is a complete mischaracterization of the scenario, and I'm totally disgusted you'd even bring it up. It's not a mischaracterization. He was totally losing it. Look, he was clinging onto you so hard he even drew blood. You show him your clawed up arm. Karkat's reaction is immediate and overblown, which you are beginning to gather isn't out of character for him. He starts vigorously examining himself. He appears to be checking for injuries. No, you insist. He's not the one bleeding. You are. He's so covered up in jeans and sweater that you have no idea how you even get cut in the first place. Wait, this is your blood? Yeah, what's the big deal? Besides the fact that you totally just scratched the shit out of you. You're willing to let it slide, though, for friendship reasons. You figure this might just be the way he greets people? It's honestly kind of fucked up. Maybe you should just leave. Wait, what? Now you're just gonna zap out of here like nothing happened? You can't go out there. It isn't safe. Not for people like MSPA or like Jack Nar. Yeah, MSPA reader so far in every volume has been about getting the kids through their character arcs before Suburb way too early. So this is Karkat coming to terms with his blood color before playing Sugrub. Karkat pulls himself warily to his feet. He's still looking at you like you're a bomb that might go off if he steps wrong. Slowly, he extends his own palm and drags a claw across it. Crimson blood beads up and drips to the floor. It isn't safe for people like us. Clearly something is happening here, and it's probably a really deep and affecting moment, but you're just not sure what you're supposed to do. You bleed, he bleeds, both of you bleed. Sweet, blood friends. You can fuck with that. How did you get a cerulean's hoodie? Did you bag yourself a high blood Moirel? Now that you have established that the two of you do indeed have blood, Karkat appears to have warmed up to you a lot. He even offers you something called grub juice, which you're pretty sure is just Coke, except not as sweet. It's almost a little salty. You take a tiny polite sips and then pour it into a dead plant as soon as Karkat turns his back. You tell him you aren't actually sure where you got this sweatshirt. You were just wearing it when you woke up? You don't even remember where that was. You just know you were standing in front of John's house and you were wearing this hoodie, and you knew it was important, but not why it's important. Possibly because it keeps you from being naked. You didn't realize it belonged to a cerulean, whatever that is. Karkat is looking at you like you aren't making much sense, which is fair because you really aren't making much sense. So you're a mutant blood. Should that be mutant blood? You're a mutant blood troll with amnesia. They can also teleport. Yep. Oh, and you can time travel too. Don't push it. Karkat sits down at his desk and hits the space bar on his keyboard. You could probably figure out whose caste sign that is. Well, not us specifically, unless you've got some incredibly unlikely and well-honed Husktop skills. You've got no Husktop skills, honed or otherwise. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Here, give me a second. Don't break any of my shit. You take a glance around the room, keeping your arms behind your back so as to make absolutely sure you don't break any of his shit. His room is surprisingly tidy for someone as scattered as Karkat, mostly just weapons and movie posters. It all has the air of someone who doesn't plan to live in a place for very long. It feels temporary. Karkat is typing furiously with his mouth pulled into a little frown. That's his default, it appears. Every so often, though, he'll glances at the cuts on your arm. He really is hung up on your blood. Good news, Captor. Tonight is your lucky night. Finally, you get a chance to put your money where your dribbling snaggletooth flap is. I need you to do something for me. Maybe we are gonna get Solok's voice. KK, if this is more whining about the team leader, I don't want to hear it. You just don't have the qualities necessary for this kind of scenario. And if you just here to... Okay. Troll quirks. And if you're just here to start some sort of slap fight for your wigglers, then you should probably go fuck yourself. Because I've got actual work I need to do tonight. Ha ha ha! Oh my god, who gives a fuck about a game already dug out of a hole in the ground? And what actual work? Like, I even believe that for a second. You mean the actual work of touching yourself while sobbing into your recup-raccoon? Yes, hilarious, but can we skip the foreplay for this one time in our lives? All that's going to happen is you saying something you regret, and then cry-typing over whether or not we're still friends. Okay, first of all, fuck you. And I don't have time for any of your pathetic burns dunking me into a carton of weak sauce. There's actual real serious shit going down. Well now that we've wasted like 2 minutes yelling at each other and how busy we are, what the fuck do you want? I need you to check something in the Imperial database for me. Cast records. And I want you to do it without asking me why I need it. Deal? Wait, what the fuck, KK? Absolutely no deal. You didn't even try to make a deal. You just told me to do something incredibly illegal and dangerous. Why do you need the cast records? You think ancestors are bullshit? Ancestors are bullshit. Fake night dream nonsense, or for kids who hate themselves and want to experience a connection to something better than they are. Face the fact, bulgeweeds. There is no way any of us descended from anybody that matters. Then why the hell do you want me to risk getting called for fake records if it's about the bullshit that doesn't matter? I might have a death wish, but I'm not suicidal. My Solix is getting more lispy as it goes on. Maybe Malik still is out there. I don't think so. I think it's been a long time. In Hive Swap, they imply it's like hundreds of years. So either tell me what crawled up your nook and laid eggs in there, or let me get back to work. Okay, fine. I'm only telling you this because we're friends and I trust you. There's this person in my hive. Person? Yeah, they aren't a troll, but they aren't a drone either. I figure they're an alien. But they've got a cerulean sign. They're trying to figure out where it came from. Like, they aren't a troll, but they're a cerulean. Sorry, Kiki, I'm trying to wrap my pan around this, but I'm pretty sure you're fucking with me. Oh my god, could you just run this? Give me a second. Okay, nobody has this sign or cat's name in a while. Ask your alien friend if they know the same at Adalov. Hey, do you know? Oh, what the fuck? You stepped back from where you've been reading over Karkat's shoulder. You couldn't resist. He was just getting so heated and mad, banging on the keyboard and making weird little growly noises. You think you can just... Karkat goes absolutely silent. He's rigid. If he'd been a cat, his hair would be standing straight up. You ask him what's wrong, and he shushes you so loudly you almost fall over from shock. You strain, and in the distance you think you hear a strange, staticky whirring. Suddenly, Karkat explodes into motion, grabbing your arm and pulling you out of his respite block and down the stairs. In the living room, he tucks a thick black blanket from off the back of the couch and pulls up the rug in the center of the room. Beneath it is a trap door. What the hell is... Be quiet. His movements are quick and panicky, but also methodical. His jaw is set and his eyes are hard as he unbolts the trap door, gives it a hard yank to loosen it, and props it open. Beneath it is a rectangular pit in the foundations of the house, the size and shape of a shallow grave. This isn't the first time he's done this. You doubt it's even the 10th. So far, Karkat has struck you as a little bit ridiculous. But now there's something fierce burning in him, something angry and distilled. The sound comes again, closer this time, and you see a hulking shadow out the window, huge and menacing and armored. Oh my god, he's using his blanket as like a signless cloak. Karkat yanks you down to the pit with him and wraps the two of you in the blanket. This does sound like a Hive Swap song. I didn't see another song in the credits, but I'll check when we're done. That's a Hive Swap twang to it. It's definitely a James Roach original. That's what it sounds like. Karkat yanks you down in the pit with him and wraps the two of you in the blanket. Then he closes the trap door and you are plunged into a darkness so absolute, it's like you've stopped existing. What the hell is going on? A drone. Karkat's face is squished against your shoulder. The fear in his voice shudders you to the bones. It's just a routine check. We should be fine down here. My loose stuck this. It hides the temperature. The temperature? Of me. Us. Of our mutation. You don't understand, but that doesn't stop you from being afraid. Impossibly heavy footsteps land on the floor above you. Karkat trembles. God, you have to do something. We're gonna flee, because I think that's gonna be terrible. So you're a pretty tolerant kind of dude. You're generally down for whatever, but lying in a shallow grave while a troll boy digs his nubby little horns into your ribs and a mechanical monster stomps around upstairs, that's kind of a lot even for you. So, you do really the only thing a responsible friend can. Get your friend the fuck out of Dodge. Oh, we're teleporting. Oh god, we're John and Dave! It was really cool of Jade to have us all over. It felt like a birthday present, kind of. Especially since all of my other presents got lost in the mail. Actually, the only one that didn't get lost was a little monstrous poster my dad gave me. Poster. Hey, Aisha, is your letter T key broken? Because that's like the third T you've missed. It's very weird. His house, yeah, he puts it red everywhere in his house. It's great. He gave it to me. This volume is going so many places I didn't expect. They've packed so many characters into this. This is great. He gave it to me a week early, almost like he knew that something weird was gonna happen to the rest. Aw, come on. Come on. This is another dunk at me, or at least the people like me. We all complained that the little monsters poster is on the background in John's wall in volume 1, but he's not supposed to get that present until that day, so it should be rolled up on the desk. Because he hasn't put the poster up before getting the cake on his chest, but he hadn't gotten the cake on his chest yet. Oh. I didn't expect to get dunked on for something that happened in the human arcs while we're going to trolls. We didn't stick with the trolls, but for half a volume. This is great. How many endings have I got? I only got the instant end. I haven't seen the other end. This is probably the good end then, so I'll go back for the bad end later. Sure, yeah, I'm happy for you, dude. Cool that your dad got you unbelievably crappy shit to you before you got it thrown into the literal garbage where it frankly belongs. Why are you wasting any part on our valuable word count babbling about your fucking little monster poster? Our valuable word count. Who actually cares? I don't know, I just figured some friend might want to know about it. Whack. Oh, hey. Dave and John are propped up on the futon, gaming the only way bros can game, i.e. with several bags of chips and a mostly empty 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew on the couch between them. Yeah, dog, saving room for Jesus and snacks. Oh no. We're getting John Dave in this timeline. This timeline really is going to have John Dave and Jade Rose, because I don't know if Rose is going to get a chance to meet Kanaya unless we zap her over. Karkat has a post-to-grub weapon. Yes, I pointed that out. He has the home smell you later, which he shouldn't have. But if they're talking about the little monster poster in the background, I'm gonna assume it's for a reason. Oh, hey, Mr. Mailman. You wave hello and try to catch your breath. You're a little unbalanced from the brutal shift between being buried alive to a chill Texas day with just a couple of guys being dudes. Wait, how did they even get back from Jade's? Oh, right, yeah, it turns out her dog can teleport. Wild, right? Who knew? I don't think Beck can time travel though, so don't worry, you aren't gonna be out of a job or anything. And I'm probably gonna ask you to zap me back to my place before my dad realizes I've been gone this long. I don't think he'd call the cops on you, but I just want to be on the safe side. By the way, who the fuck is that? And is he like, okay? Oh yeah, Karkat. He's currently curled up on the ground with a blanket still wrapped around him. He's breathing very heavily and sort of clutching at the carpet. Oh no, Dave Cat's gonna break up this John Dave universe. You lean down to make sure he's cool while telling Dave and John that he's an alien from another planet. You figured you'd bring him here since shit got a little too hot back in alien land. Oh, dope, I guess. Hey dude, wait, he's an alien? Like a real alien? Yeah, John, Jesus Christ, look, he's got little horns. We gotta take him to McDonald's, we gotta. Yeah, I can see that, but come on, aliens? Oh, so this is where you draw the line. Our friend living alone on an island with nothing but her magical dog and taxidermy grandpa she stuffed herself isn't where you draw it. A teleporting fake mailman in a hoodie who just wants to be bros isn't where you draw it. I guess you have a point. All that stuff just feels so normal now. So I guess in theory you could bring us to visit this alien planet? Maybe. Not the same thing I'd actually want to do with this place. This place is pretty stink AF. You'd never catch me in space. Space ain't the place. Oh damn, write that down. You'll have a good Strider freestyle any day of the week, but this isn't Dave's route, so you turn your focus back to... Oh, holy fuck, where'd he go? Oh yeah, the little dude just scurried out the door. Probably should have mentioned that. God damn it, you just got carted to Earth and now you've already lost him. Some friend you are. You zapped out at the ground floor of the apartment building. Nothing. You zap to the stairwell and look up. Nothing. No little alien boy in a blanket. Shit. Damn it. Remember the time you met Dave, you zap up to the roof. You find Karkat standing silhouetted against the turgid Texas sky. Shimmers of heat haze making him look strangely artificial. He's shading his eyes and staring up at the sun. Hey dude, don't do that, you're gonna hurt yourself. Oh wow, thank you so much for the advice. I'm way too stupid to know not to look directly into a burning ball of fire. The pain is intense and searing, but I'm just a dumb animal. By the way, the sun is pathetic. Oh, this is another planet and another sun. Yes, thank you! He drops his hand and turns back to you. There are still cobwebs in his hair from the crawl space. Is this where you're from? You think so, maybe? You don't remember very much about yourself, but you seem to know much more about Earth than you do about Alternia. You don't remember very much about the place at all. Oh, except that the place is called Alternia, apparently. This all feels, I don't know, wrong, or just really weird. You zapped in and dragged me out of my hive to an alien planet where the sun isn't hot enough to burn. Well, it is definitely hot enough to burn, it just takes a little longer. Shut up, I wasn't finished. Before you showed up, Solix was telling me about this game that one of his friends found. We were all supposed to play it together, and I don't know, some stuff would have happened. I don't know why it feels like that matters. I just feel it's hard to describe. Bephorus? Bephorus would be cool to see. Flattened out. Yeah, I feel you. You and Karkat both jump. Dave has ninja'd his way up the stairs, then casually against the brick wall. How long has he been standing there? And where's John? Oh, he just disappeared. Wait, what? Yeah, it's weird. The swirling void wormhole just opened up in the TV and sucked him right in. What? I'm fucking with you. John's in the bathroom. But I had you for a second, didn't I? Absolutely sounds like something that could happen these past couple days. Oh yeah, hilarious. He sure got you. Also, you're pretty sure the scene moved up here so you could talk to Karkat without Dave coming in and making this all about him again. Dave adjusts his shades. Man, that is just an extremely weird thing to say. But yeah, horny dude. I mean, guy with horns. Are you talking to me? We were supposed to play a game too. Together as a group or some shit. Right, Jade told you about a game. A game that's supposed to change everything. That's the sort of shit that makes me get this feeling, you know? More about what's going on you're really telling us. You don't. You swear you don't. You have no idea what any of this is happening, or maybe not happening. There's just some stuff you seem to know, but not until you absolutely have to. You just make sure that it's very important that you brought Karkat here. Why? How do I have anything to do with these hornless freaks? Standing right here, bro. Oh my god. But yeah, that's a pretty good point now that I think about it. You said it's important for you to bring him here, like, here specifically to my apartment? Yeah? Why? You aren't sure. You just have this intense feeling that it's imperative that the two of them are friends. Alright. Weird, but alright. Great, dude. You ever play Tony Hawk? Oh, that's it. Look at that is great, amazing art. That is beautiful. Kickflip to indie. The plot thicken with a little sweet bro from the Sherlock Holmes comic. It looks like there's the plot thicken here, the plot thicken, and there's also the plot thicken with a face here. Huh. And there's something written here. I might have to take this background into Photoshop when we data mine later. I can't believe they put two trolls together because Karkat's route here is a full route. I thought they'd be shorter because you get two. We're gonna take our time, blah 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 blah, and now we're gonna stay on Alternia. We'll be fine. Karkat mutters it to himself again and again. We'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. This always works, there's no reason to. A rusty grating screech as the trapdoor is wrenched off its hinges. Light pours in. Two giant metal hands reach into the hole and pluck both of you out. Karkat wiggles and bites like a cat trying to get free. You don't have the chance. The drone tosses you bodily out of the way. Your head hits the wall and everything goes a little strange and streaky after that. When you come back to yourself, you're outside the blazing morning heat with Karkat crouched over you. Did the two of you escape? Yeah. His voice is hollow. There is crimson blood smeared on his sweater and up his chin. And you realize it must have come from the reopened cuts on your arm. Karkat must have carried you out of the hive. The hive. Behind you, Karkat's house is in flames. The heat of the fire combined with the heat of the sun, till it feels like the two of you are standing on the edge of hell. Oh my god, did the drone do that? No, my Lucis did. I told you I have early warning systems. He gave me a chance to get out before triggering it. Is he okay? Karkat gives a look of utter disgust. He gestures toward the boarding hive. I doubt it! Okay, but the drone is dead, right? So he's safe? Karkat releases a creaky, wheezing sound that it takes a second to realize is a laugh. God, you really are an alien. Where are you even from? It sounds so relaxing. That isn't the only drone, you freak of nature. It's seen my sign, it's heard my voice. I'm on record as call on sight. There's absolutely nowhere for me to go. Okay, well, what about his friends? You really don't think Karkat's in any sort of state to make decisions, so you make an executive one for both of you. Also, it's hot shit out here, and your delicate skin is already starting to burn. What'd that friend's name been? Solix? You take Karkat's hand because the two of you are beyond holding each other under the armpits at this point. You appear in a residential street in a city, and for a second you think you must have traveled in time as well, since it's night again suddenly. But then you look up and see the strange purple-blue glimmer in the sky. Oh boy, it's my favorite background! It's Alternian street concept art from Hiveswap. Oh, Ripstream. Why Ripstream? I'm still live. I'm live, I'm here! Are we good? I think it's just sport. But I really love Alternian Street background from Hive Swap concept art from like 2016. It's my favorite background. It's still day, but there's some sort of atmospheric shield between the killer sun and the city. You wonder why there isn't one over where Karkat lives. Maybe it's too far out in the sticks? Whoa, this is new. New lore. There's a shield over bits of Alternia to keep it so you can always be out. But of course they didn't draw that. It's still Alternian Street background 03 from 2016. Is this still Trizza? Is that still Trizza there? Is Karkat gonna move out of the way and they didn't paint over Trizza? Because that background has Trizza in it in front of him. Karkat yanks his hand out of yours. He is still holding the blanket he's wrapped the two of you in, staring around in nervous little ticks. He looks even more scared than he'd been back in his bedroom. Clearly he doesn't get out much. A low chime rings out through the empty street. Karkat pulls his palm husk out of his pocket and looks at it like he can't remember what it is. Like everything normal has been wiped away and all that remains is the frozen horror in his eyes. KK, what the fuck? I just saw your name come up on my feed. What did you do, you fucking idiot? You're gonna be Thresh-a-Cuthan or you can't just start howling up on the call list. I didn't do anything, Solixai. Some stuff about me you don't know. KK, what the hell? Okay, well, first of all, I'm right outside your hive stem. What? What are you talking about? Is this the mutant stuff? Who gives a shit about that? TV, I know she says you can taste your blood color through the screen, which is all kind of freaky. How does that even work? These screens aren't scratch and sniff, how the... Doesn't matter. Wow, I actually do not give a crap about Terezi's cackling bullshit right now. Everything is fucked over. Oh, I can't wait till I do my Terezi voice for 40 minutes. Wow, that's a sprite. That is a sprite. As if in agreement, a familiar crackling whirl starts up somewhere close by. You and Karkat look at each other in almost comedic distress. I have to go! Just come up here, well... Okay, we'll figure this out. No, absolutely not, oh my god. You utter imbecile! You think your little pan sparks could do anything against a culling drone? I know you have a death wish, but I'm not gonna assist you in a hysterical suicide. You don't know anything about me or my death wish, KK. Come upstairs. No! Don't make me tell you how much I hate you. Karkat throws his palm husk at the pavement, shattering the screen. Tears drip off his jaw in blurry streaks of red. Get me out of here! Don't you dare ask me what's wrong. You don't. You get him out of there. 2. All over. Oh, we're in Karako's forest now. Oh no! Locale. Now we're in, Skyla's field. You take a grand tour of Alternia, a place you shouldn't know the name of, but you do. Now we're in the, meat sewer. And everywhere you go, oh, there's MSPA Reader's house. His hive. You hear the telltale grating whir. Karkat was right. Wherever he goes, the drones follow. After a certain point, it just becomes routine. You teleport to a random location, and the two you just sort of loaf around until you hear the sound in the distance. By the time the sun starts to set, you're both exhausted and must have zapped all around the planet. You find yourself back on the grassy fields, most likely somewhere near Karkat's demolished hive. Smoke hangs fetid in the evening air. Karkat's eyes are dull, his hair a tangled mess of curls so thick they look like twisted wire. I figured out why the thing didn't work. What thing? He shakes the blanket, which he's been holding on to all day. The last remnant of what it is most likely by now, just a smoldering wreck. The 2 mutants in there, we were too warm. Years of perfecting my hiding like an oink beast from the slaughter technique, and it's all decimated by some clueless asshole in a hoodie. Just Karkat out here having a normal one. Getting ruined by the waste chute of an inexorable march of fate in the universe. I meet someone with the same disgusting deformity as me, and they immediately ruin my life. This is why I don't let people into my hive. Does it mean Karkat never left his hive to get food? No, I think it's mentioned in the comic that Crab Dad does that, all of that. There's so much hatred wrapped up in his voice and his words, and you don't think it's hatred for you. You ask him what you can do. You want to fix this. I think you've done enough. Karkat bundles himself up in the blanket, even though it isn't cold. He turns away. Game over. Oh, look at that. That's great. Now I can finally stop doing the Karkat voice, which isn't great because I'm dying. Okay. So now we're going to... I want to check what that other Karkat song was, because I didn't recognize that. Did they put it in the credits? Menu, prologue, Dave, Jade, Karkat, Kanaya. They didn't put it in the credits. There's only one theme for Karkat here. It's not a reused song. I'll check in the actual files if there's an MP3 for it and what it's called. But let's do Kanaya's route first. Volume 5, Route 2. I have plenty of friends. You are learning more about yourself every day. For example, while you already knew that friendship was everything, you are now realizing that staying with your friends is not a priority. At least that must be right, because you keep leaving friends and starting over again. Why are you doing this? Probably a deeply held value of some kind. That makes sense. Anyway, you're ready to meet more friends, and the only place you've seen new people recently has been on Jade's dream planet. You zap on over there. This time, something's different. This is Darling Kanaya? Or is that not started yet? This is, the Friend Sim theme. Yeah, this is the Friend Sim theme. Or, one of the Jade Bloods. I'm terrible with music. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Olive Garden music, is it? Huh. This time, something's different. There seems to be a different part of day before, and the overhead clouds that previously served as fluffy ambient backdrop are now alive with images. Oh, we're gonna see cloud stuff. How long has it been since we've gotten canon prospect clouds teasing the future? It's been since Game Over, I think, when the staff is falling into the lava and we see a couple there. I think it's really been that long. Meteors striking against a dark world. A planet covered in sugar mountains dotted with goofy giant teapots. A young gray-skinned alien girl running around catching frogs. These must be the clouds Jade was referencing. The ones she said could never be wrong. Well, you can take guidance from them too. You've trusted more dubious things than clouds. You zone in on that frog girl with the short haircut and the red skirt. Time for the zappy thing. It's always night on Troll Planet, at least when folks are out and about, but it's not usually this dark. You confidently head out to start exploring your surroundings, then immediately run into a wall face first. Okay, you've got your bearings now. You've ended up in some kind of closet. You refrain from making a hackneyed joke about it. They probably don't even have that cultural metaphor here. And the noise you made elicited an answering yelp of surprise in the room outside. You hear footsteps approaching you, then someone yanks the door open. Oh. Hello. What the fuck? Opening the door has allowed a beam of bright sunlight to fall across your face. You feel instinctively that the light is something to avoid. You hold your hands up to shield your face, then remember that your hands are also made of skin, and whimper. The heat is doing its best to fry you, like a vampire in a movie. You are sure that idle thought will not end up having any relevance to this troll girl's story whatsoever. What are you? Did you just wander in here, or what? Something like that, you tell her, cringing away from the light. You get the feeling this girl is not going to fall for the old mailman gambit. Mail troll? You tell her that you know one of her other friends. Who? Wait, is it Karkat? Yes! I knew it. He makes friends with all kinds. Well, I obviously can't kick you out right now. You don't seem to be able to handle the sun, so I guess you better stick around until at least nighttime. You can easily zap to nighttime, but this is giving you an in, so instead you agree. No problem, you can just hang out in this closet. It's fine, it's a lovely closet. I know we just met, but you are kind of weird. You hope it's kind of weird that eventually becomes charming. You don't say that though, just think about it. You know the barrier between your words and thoughts is ambiguous at best, but for real. The reader's gotten a lot less friendship focused. There's not an obsession anymore. This is all happening very naturally without scratch. I wonder if that'll start to come back now that we're on Eternia? Or whatever being is controlling Pesterquest is higher than scratch. Anyway, you have no obligation to skulk around in my wardrobe-ifying assets chamber. I have a solution. Pulling the shades, maybe? No. Why would I deprive my plants of life, giving sunlight, for a fragile-skinned creature I've never met before? It is another solution. A minute later, you are dressed in a floor-length gown of emerald velvet, with long sleeves, a high necklace, Lord English Hussy Mina, maybe? Yeah, I think we might get Caliborn at the very end, or Dirk. Although, we know what Dirk's input is on this, which is that as soon as you stuck your hand in, Ultimate Dirk was like, what are we doing now? Why are we not in a story where I'm the main villain? Why are we not looking at me? Why have we not started Homestuck 2 already? What is this nonsense filler? Which is a great appreciating of the fandom. A minute later, you are dressed in a floor-length gown of emerald velvet with long sleeves, a high neckline, and a dramatic hood to pull over your head. The dress does nothing for the heat, but it effectively shields you from the sunlight. There you go. All swallowed up like a baby, you joke. The troll just gives you a level look. Clearly you've stumbled onto a cultural misalignment. So we got, Vriska's fairy dress just finished. Oh, we're gonna get Vriska dialogue in this volume. Even though she's the one who hasn't even heard of a baby, she stares at you until you start to feel embarrassed for knowing things she doesn't know. She's very good at staring contests. What an amazing potential friend. Oh yeah, we're slipping into the friendship a little bit. Now out of the closet, you now know that the joke won't land either. You look around the room. It is indeed covered with plants as well as colorful bolts of fabric and half-finished sewing projects. Oh yeah, Vriska. Okay, so this is gonna be pre-Sagrub Vriska. So this is gonna be Vriska at her worst. I wanna see pre-Sagrub Vriska go against Ultimate Dirk. That would be the pairing. Unlike Rose's knitting disarray, it does not give the impression of someone who has difficulty finishing things. This troll's hide gives the impression of someone who enjoys, even excels, at having multiple irons in hot places. Or at least she thinks she does. She seems to have just been on the computer thing when you zapped in, because her chat client is flashing insistently. You try to peer at the open window, but she hits a button and makes the projection appear, a delicate green flush rising to her cheeks. No need to look at that. Guiltily, you remember spying on Rose. When she called you out, you thought for a second that your chances of being her friend had run out. Like if there was a universe where you became her friend, and one where you didn't, you'd stumbled clumsily into the wrong one. The bad one, if you will. Crinkle, crinkle. Stay hydrated. But luckily, everything turned out fine. Maybe you could get away with it again. Plus, this troll doesn't even know about your powers yet, not like Rose did. She'd have no reason to suspect you. We shall spy. It is time for Vriska dialogue. You excuse yourself to the... you don't know what to call it here. The necessaries. You wave your hand in a vaguely embarrassed way, and the troll gets it. Out of her sight, you zap back to a few minutes ago, just outside the door to the room you're in now. You wait until you hear the thump of yourself arriving in the closet, and the troll abandoning her desk. Then you quickly zap it in the room and read her current chat. Oh, we're time-traveling weirdness now. You just cannot escape my notice that the last 3 times you've contacted me, it was to ask if I finished your dress yet. Under these circumstances, I find it trying to believe that you want it for no particular reason. I wish you had just told me why it's so important. I don't have a Vriska voice. Of course you do! Fuzzy Fangs always has to have a reason for everything. Maybe... no, it's a little more Great Elise. Maybe I just want a present for my Moirel. Did you ever think of that? Or are you just too busy fussing around in your fuss block? Maybe I'm being nice. Or maybe or did you not know I could not be nice sometimes? I know you can be. I'm gonna have to workshop that a little. I'm gonna workshop my Vriska voice before we get to her full volume. When you are we Moirels again now then? Yesterday you said defining our relationship was something only lame dorks would do. Yeah, and my Moirel is a super lame dork. That's you, Fangface. It's just that I can't help but notice that I'm your Moirel again right now, when you want something from me. You notice a lot, don't you? Always noticing something. I bet you would be shocked to know how much you don't see. You don't even know half of what I have going on. If I have ever pretended to know what is going on with you, please allow me to apologize. Having hope and having a Vriska. Oh, there's a Vriska volume! I've seen the data mine! I know with the weird gameplay gimmick with it, it doesn't have the normal volume structure. I think it's written by Kate too, so we're gonna get trans Vriska, but I'll save that for my Vriska character analysis stream, which I'll be doing probably tomorrow night if I get time home alone. It's gonna be quite the stream. We're such a gross misrepresentation of my reality. Whatever! Can't you just tell me if you haven't finished it yet? Hello, Kanaya! The log ends there. You zap back before Pashu is done changing into the dress and re-enter the room. The troll Kanaya is back at her lunchbox computer, typing furiously. You have to handle the situation delicately. She can't know you were spying on her, since you've already said that you know Karkat. You had your bets on all of them sharing the same friend group. You ask her carefully if she happens to know your other friend as well. Arachnid's grip? The little green flush darkens Kanaya's cheeks again. She bites her lip, showing one kinda adorable fang. Yes, I know her. Why? You are sure that helping Kanaya figure out her first situation with this girl is key in earning her friendship. A big, juicy, interpersonal conflict to solve has been dangled in front of you, and nothing makes friends more reliably. But then again, you don't really know anything about this other troll. You don't even know her name, just her handle. Can you really be of use to Kanaya? Especially when your knowledge of the girl is based on a foundation of lies? Is this the right way to go? We will offer to help with Vriska. You gesture wildly. You and this girl, whose name you do totally know, go way back. In fact, if Kanaya wants some help figuring things out with her, you could definitely help. You're an observant person. This part is true, and you want to help her. This too. Kanaya thinks this over, looking skeptical. What could you do to help? She's just impossible. Everybody knows that already. I am not breaking new ground about Vriska here. Vriska! That must be your name. Despite Kanaya's outward frustration, you keep sensing some kind of guilty affection here. You don't know what a moirel is. How could you? You've never heard of that word before. But it conjures up a feeling inside you. A vague sense of warmth and comfort, and for some reason a dark room and the smell of popcorn. Anyway, it's clearly some kind of intimate relationship, and Kanaya's feelings are all wrapped up in it. You know what to do in that kind of situation. She needs to tell Vriska how she feels. You expect Kanaya to brush this off. She hasn't exactly been Miss Emotional Openness so far, and she looks like she's about to, but then she wavers. To your surprise, she lets out a heavy sigh, and her shoulders slumping. What would be the point? She's not even in the relationship we have now. There's no way she'd want to take it in a more crimson direction. Clearly these feelings have worn her down so much, her spiky defenses have weakened. You don't want to cheer her on someone's vulnerabilities, but well, it's hard to forge a friendship without them. You ask if she's sure about that. Well, no. I can't ever tell if she's sincere. She makes serious things into jokes and jokes into big dramas. I thought she started calling me her moirel as a joke, but she told everyone else about it too. She didn't even ask me what I wanted, and now I don't know how to talk to her about it. Every conversation we have gets so antagonistic, but I'm not interested in that quadrant with her. Sometimes it feels like our relationship is just an aggregation of shallow and insincere hostilities. Despite the unfamiliar alien words, this teen romance feeling is common among all species. You nod sympathetically. Well, you point out, Kanaya isn't happy now, so what should she have to lose if she pressed the issue? Kanaya gives you that even, scathing gaze again. And what is your personal interest in my quadrants, Karkat's friend? Whoops, you pushed it too far. All your recent successes have made you cocky. You revert to your barefaced honesty and tell her that you want to get to know her better. I have plenty of friends already. I don't even like some of them. But I will think about your unsolicited and unwelcome advice. Advice from a stranger whose presence you are tolerating solely to not be responsible for the death of an innocent is well known to be the best kind of advice. That's a bit the best you can ask for. You shut up and sit quietly while Kanaya goes back to her activities, sewing and attending to her plants with a big chainsaw she seems to have pulled out of nowhere. She finally huffs a sigh and throws the chainsaw down on the floor. It disappears again, but a little gold tube rolls away from where it landed. Kanaya wait, gold? A little Kanaya's lipstick is gold instead of white. That means she also has an alchemized weapon. Maybe I'm looking too far into that, because it is white in the background when you can see it. Kanaya stalks back to her mat. Okay, wait. Either MSPA Raider is gonna loop back and do a bunch more, or there's someone else running around with retcon powers, because there's a lot of things that are also being affected. It's very weird. Kanaya stock white and gold or blue and black. The classic dress. Depending on which you see, it depends if you're a prospect or dirt streamer. Kanaya stalks back to her magic computer lunchbox. She is emanating such that a determined air. The magic computer? Did we not see Jade's? I guess she... No, I think we did. Maybe she's forgotten about you. If so, it's to your advantage, because Kanaya set up projects for Windows in a very... Because Kanaya set up projects her windows in a very visible way. She didn't tell you not to look this time. You know how you basically refuse to be straightforward with me? You know how you and I have this metaphor with full consciousness of its on-the-nose nature? Yeah, maybe Jade didn't use hers. Always weave a web of intricate emotional misdirection, and basically act in the most infuriating way possible. What? Slow down, what are you talking about? Why did you start calling me your Moirel? Was it because you actually had those feelings for me, or did it suit your purposes somehow? So, I'm running out of breath. This is long. So, we're fixing another problem priests have rubbed long before they need to fix it, which is Kanaya's relationship issues and Vriska. What if I start calling you my mate Sprit? Would that make it reality? Is that how it works? Just say things and assume they will happen, like you said, instead of talking about it with the other person involved? That time I meant you in an abstract and general sense, not specifically you. Wait, are you saying you want to be mate Sprits? You know I'm one of the few of us who still likes you. You know everyone wonders why I still talk to you at all? And sometimes I do too, after everything you've done. I think in this situation the evidence for strong concupiscent feelings on my part is compelling. I do not think our so-called Moira allegiance is satisfying enough to account for my continued attachment to you. Any outside observer could perceive as much. Wow! I think there was a confession somewhere buried under all that insulting language. You know what, meanie fangs? Let's do it. Let's be mate Sprits. Do not mock me. I'm not! Jeez, do you see how unfair you're being? Vriska, be more straightforward. Vriska, talk clearly about your feelings. Define our relationship. Then when I do it, this is what I get. Let's flip red. Why not? Wait, really? Yes! Oh no, look at that sprite! Kanaya slam dunks the lunchbox down and turns to you. She's even more flustered than she was before, and you can't tell if she's freaked out or thrilled. Maybe even she doesn't know. Listen, I have to go somewhere. You can't let yourself out, right? Do not steal anything from me. You open your mouth about to suggest that you can teleport her somewhere she needs to go, but she rushes past you and down the stairs, and she's gone. Then, you've been getting really good mileage lately out of being the person to unite distant friends. Lousy goddamn stupid independent action. You get the feeling following her wouldn't go over well either. Kanaya probably needs some privacy right now. A lesser friendship aspirant might give up at this point, but your unique skills have honed in on the thing. This relationship is happening because of your advice. Surely once things settle down, Kanaya will remember this, turn to you, and ready to embrace you and rain down thanks and praises for your good works. You're not about to wait around for it here. You zap ahead a couple days. No Kanaya. Nothing in the room indicates that Kanaya has even been back here yet. Oh no. You try a couple days more. So no Kanaya. She never returned home from Vriska. Did Vriska murder her? You zap again. Now you're a week out, and the brown edges on some of these leaves suggest that Kanaya has been at her new girlfriend's house this entire time. You're about to give up when you hear a door slam downstairs. Kanaya's door. She's alive! Storms up the winding staircase, stopping dead when she sees you. Oh great, just what I need. Someone I don't know here in a delicate emotional time to witness my compromised state. Whenever I am on the precipice of romantic disaster, I always think to myself, I wish a deformed stranger was in my house refusing to leave, just to bear witness to my inelegant suffering. Okay, wow, that was harsh. Begin to think that your strategy is not going to pan out. Never one to be deterred easily, you cautiously ask her if she wants to talk about it. She puts her face in her hands. Ooh, that's a good sprite. That almost looks like the crying sprite from the old walkarounds. You know what? You are probably the only person who thought this was remotely a good idea, and therefore probably the only one I can complain to. Everyone else saw this coming, I'm sure. As outcome goes, this was not so particularly stealthy. When she looks up, she doesn't look angry anymore. Just upset. Oh no. I do not know why I thought in becoming my mate sprite she would somehow start acting differently than she always has. Relationships are hard. Relationships are hard, and nobody understands. Well, no. I mean, they are a very common form of social interaction. I think most people, especially past the age when their genetic contribution is legally required, understand or face certain culling. Okay, never mind that. You were trying to do a thing and it certainly didn't work, so things didn't work out with Vriska? You could say that. At first it was everything I wanted. She's right, you know. She could be nice sometimes. But then she just started ordering me around, like I had to do what she said because I was her mate sprit. Like maybe the reason she agreed in the first place was because she wanted that leverage. You know, she's upset, but she isn't getting visibly emotional. Instead, as she talks, her eyes narrow and her voice grows icy with anger. She grows very still, her muscles held taut. And she kept trying to use me to get back in with her friends who sensibly dropped her already, like Karkat and Terezi. Although I can't believe I still have any cash with them after so obviously taking leave of my senses enough to date her. Even Terezi wasn't stupid enough for that. Aww. It felt like she just wanted me to like her so she could exploit me. Because she doesn't have enough other friends, so she had to get the most out of me. Her voice is trembling with anger now. Jeez, that's rough. Honestly, it sounds like Kanaya dodged a bullet. When you first saw that Kanaya had a crush on this girl, you kind of assumed that someone as composed and rational as Kanaya could be drawn to someone who would compliment her well. But you've just watched her walk into a train wreck. Well, encouraged her to. It's probably good she broke up with Vriska. I didn't. Oh, well, but you're right. She stalks over her husk top and throws the top open so violently it nearly breaks. She opens a window and starts typing, so hard her claws hit the keys so hard the window pops off and flies to the ground. You know, Vriska, I just didn't want to date you. I wanted to feel the same things I felt and treat me like a mate sprite. And whatever this is, it isn't what I wanted. Excuse me? What are you saying? But Kanaya slams the screen down and turns away, and she puts her hands over her face again and bursts into tears. Can't help but feel a little awkward. There? Kanaya glares up at you. You know this is your fault, right? I do not think you have shown yourself to be competent enough in this area to try to fix things now. Can you please just leave me alone? Yeah, you're not going to be able to turn this around. Leaving probably is the best thing you can do for Kanaya right now. You nod sadly and zap the fuck out of there. That was all bad. That was a longer bad than Dave. You didn't help. Crying Kanaya, wow. Wow. You hate the ending. Yeah, but it didn't say bad ending because that's what needed to happen. If our goal is to go around and give everyone their character arcs earlier so they can have better lives, Kanaya needed to get over Vriska much earlier. So let's not spy to get the instant bad end. No, even if you don't get caught, it's just not a good way to begin a friendship. Much fairer to start on even footing. Besides, you already have an in. You asked the troll how she knows Karkat. She looks bored by this conversation starter. Sorry, but I was actually kind of busy when you came in. It was Eridan's character. Yeah, we're gonna kill Eridan early. It's gonna be a feed to Vriska's Lucis 5 minutes into the arc. No, what did I say? What did I say it for? I forgot what character I said it was gonna be, but I said that 5 seconds into Eridan's arc, we're gonna zap away and get, like, an exile arc. I think it was exiles. I am not gonna consign you to fiery death outside in the light, but I would appreciate some personal time. Sure, you say, of course. The troll gives you a suspicious look until you turn away enough that she can be assured of privacy. She goes right back to the chatting with her friends. After a while, she gets up and starts working on a dress she's sewing. She keeps getting frustrated, ripping it out and redoing it again to get it perfect. She's not being rude to you, but she's ignoring you. You attempt to engage a few more times, but she keeps answering politely. But she refuses to be pulled in shenanigans from which a lasting friendship could form. After several hours, the sun slips below the horizon and leaves the world in twilight. The troll girl yawns. Well, it should be safe for you to leave now. Goodbye. She nicely but firmly directs you out the door. That's it. Polite goodbye. Shoo shoo. Shoo shoo. Shoo shoo. That's a face and a half. That's some genuine poinko. Alright, last ending of this volume. Oh no. There we go. Alright, we're gonna back off. We're not gonna go to Vriska. No reason, just curious. Kanaya gives you a suspicious look. Okay, well, I'm kind of in the middle of something. You can just while away the time until it gets dark. Sure. You watch her for a few minutes as she finishes up her conversation and starts working on things around her room. With having seen what you've seen, you are determined to find some way to help her. If you can't fix her interpersonal problems, maybe you can figure something else she'd enjoy. Filled with investigative spirit, you start to gather evidence. Snoop. You start to snoop. Spying got you this far. Spying is great. You rifle through Kanaya's bookshelf. She has a number of sewing pattern books, which you assume must have some kind of whimsical, gruesome twist congruent with the rest of the world building on this planet, but pretty much just like sewing pattern books. There is one thing on the shelf in your own language. It's not a book, but a stack of printed out pages bound together in a distinctly homemade way. It says, Suburb Beta Walkthrough at the top, and is covered with the familiar, erudite prose. You're pretty sure the events described in this document never happened in the timeline you're currently making, but maybe whatever source Kanaya got this from is not bound strictly to one timeline. These are a number of books featuring shining white figures, mostly women, with prominent white fangs and variously colored blood dripping from their cruel, elegant mouths. They are all dressed in an explosion of brightly colored fabrics. Something about their sparkle strikes you as deeply, strangely familiar. You must be thinking of vampires. There's no reason you would know anything about whatever this rainbow blood-abiding troll equivalent is. Most of these covers feature a swooning troll of varying genders, clearly about to have their throat torn out sexily. Many of the rainbow vampires are being menaced by brave heroes, all wielding chainsaws. A loud buzz makes you look up. Can't help but notice that Kanaya is tending to her topiaries with a large chainsaw of her own. Okay, you're putting this all together. The bright colors around her house, the choice of weapon, love of sunlight. Kanaya's heart's desire is clearly to date a sexy vampire. Maybe that's what AG is. You wonder if you can make this happen for her. Maybe on this planet it's just not a fantasy. It's not just a fantasy. You clear your throat to get Kanaya's attention, and then casually wonder aloud if Alterni has any kind of non-living creatures. Oh, you mean the undead? Yes, the undead. Where might one find the undead? It is not that difficult. They tromp past my hive in their hordes every day, slavering and slow on, trying to get in sometimes. It's all coming together. That must be the root of Kanaya's fascination. Start to form a plan. For the next few hours, you keep a keen eye trained on the window. Sure enough, within an hour, a group of strange, shambling creatures lurches into view. You yell and point out the window, drawing Kanaya's attention, and then zap yourself out there in front of the horde. So the hordes of undead that go across Alternia only during the day, like a reverse Hyrule Field in Ocarina of Time, have only been mentioned twice in all of Homestuck. Once in Kanaya's very first Enter Name page, and once in the Friend Sim arc for the little gremlin child, who I forgot the name of. Now that you're close up, you can see that these guys are not exactly the debonair creatures of the night from Kanaya's book covers. They're more like zombies. Big, slow, stumbling things. Tyrona, yes, Tyrona. I wanted to say Tagora, but I know it wasn't Gorgor. They're more like zombies. Big, slow, stumbling things. Half of them falling apart. Still, needs must. You are going to meet one of them for Kanaya. You stand your ground as they lurch towards you, trying to select the most alluring. Suddenly, Kanaya is at your side, out of breath from running. She's wielding her chainsaw. Are you actually bereft of sense? You don't fight the undead. This is suicidal. You weren't trying to fight them, but there's no time to explain that, because they attack you anyway. A great monstrous arm backhands you to the ground. And monster claws tear through your gown and into your shoulder, lifting you by it. The creature opens a mouth full of more teeth than you ever could fit inside there. Then you're falling. You hit the ground and roll, dirt grinding into the wounds of your arm. Ooh! The top half of the creature lands next to you. Twitching slightly, Kanaya's chainsaw gleams it with its black blood. She twirls and bisects another undead thing, but then a third bear hugs her from behind and lifts her, its maw opening wide. You scramble to your feet and throw yourself at Kanaya, grabbing her kicking leg and squeezing your eyes shut to concentrate. You zap. Please don't let the monster have come with you. You open your eyes. The monster did not come with you. Only its arms did. Kanaya shakes herself a little, free from their disembodied embrace. Blood pools on the carpet. She does something to get rid of the chainsaw, and suddenly she's holding a tube of lipstick, which she opens. She slicks a fresh coat of black onto her lips. You slowly catch her breath. That's, Kanaya's black lipstick is, undead blood. It's good lore. You're about to offer an apology, but something makes you pause. Kanaya is staring at the pools of blood. She cautiously, guiltily leans down and swipes a finger over the mess. Then she brings it to her mouth and delicately licks. Is she gonna be disgusted when she does the blood? Or are we gonna really fast track her story arc and get her to be a vampire really soon? Nope, blood! We got the blood! That's great! She makes a face and spits the blood out. Then she looks up at you, flushing emerald with embarrassment. Oh, I think you've made a mistake. Kanaya doesn't want to date a vampire. She wants to be a vampire. Pretend you did not see that. You smile cautiously. It's okay, you tell her. You're embarrassed yourself by your foolish actions. It would have been interesting if she got murdered by the undead here, and we could see if she woke up as a vampire or not. Because there are some people who have theorized that she only became a rainbow blood because she was kissed awake by the Night of Blood. But we don't know. Yes, why did you do that? Also, how did you teleport? We will be coming back to that one, do not mistake me. But I can't understand why anyone would run straight into a horde of undead. You look down. It's just something when she said undead, you weren't picturing something else. You were picturing something else. Another kind of creature that was dead and now isn't and is a little more appealing. Understanding dawns. Oh, I see. Well, that's understandable. Vampires are just so cool. They're so cool and hot, and it would make sense for anyone to want to be one. I don't know what a vampire is, but I believe we are on the same page. Maybe I misjudged you. Perhaps you have greater intelligence and finer taste than I originally inferred. Maybe, you say. You bet anyone with taste would find Kanaya's daring, unconventional aesthetic intriguing. Even someone like the tentacle therapist? Kanaya freezes. How did you know? Did you just... I mean, who is that? I mean, She clears her throat uncomfortably. I hope you are right, and also, well... She looks embarrassed again. Thank you for saying so. You nod, wondering if she should say more, but you should keep their friends' secrets. Just like you were going to keep Kanaya's vampire fantasies a secret, because that's what friends do. Oh, we're not going to go see Rose yet. Bonded for life. Aw, that's the end of the volume. Today's volume was written by Aisha Ufera and Magdalena Clark. Character artist Gina Chacon. Background artist Phil Gibson, Poinco. Ending illustrations by Phil Gibson, Poinco. UI by David Turnbell. Audio director, musician James Roach, with Karkat's theme, Crushation, and Kanaya's theme, Darling Kanaya. Game programming by Mint Chipleaf. And we're going to see the achievements. Expedited shipping. You brought Karkat to meet some new friends. Nepeta would be proud. And tentacle therapy. You assured Kanaya that liking Dracula's is really cool. Alright, let's do a very, very quick data mine. There's not usually much to find data mine-wise. What is this? What are you? In Pesterquest. But we'll take a peek. Because I want to see what that other song is, if it's labeled. Because I think they just forgot to put it in the credits. Pesterquest, properties, local files, browse. We're going to drag that over. And we're going to drag this over. I'm going to have OBS up so I can see what I say. So we're going to copy all the Pesterquest stuff. We're going to make a new one called 5 Karkat Kanaya, and we're going to paste it in. Is that a homework folder? Oh yeah. Taking time today. Wonder if there's more stuff. Okay, now we're going to... Oh yeah. We're going to close this. We don't need it. We're going to go back to Jade, and we're going to go to Game. We're going to grab RPA extract and un.rpyc. And we're going to put that here. And we're going to put it in Game. And first we're going to drag this over. Now we have all the images. Let's see if there's anything unused. Like, here, this is from the last one. This is Beck. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. Some Beck sprite. So they've added in a bunch of FriendSim reused backgrounds. I didn't think I noticed that in the cave when we saw it last. That's like a cool trident symbol there. Probably a hive swap thing. I think that was the cave you hide in Skyla's route. Oh, I need to replay FriendSim on my own. Oh, cool.png. Okay, cool. Yeah, problem sleuth. It's a candy corn vampire. Here's the Kanaya endings. Here's all Kanaya sprites. Let's see that. Oh, come on. Beautiful. Powerful lesbian. Karkat. Here's Karkat's blanket sprites. His signless. That's great. A lot of backgrounds for Karkat. This was called Karkat Background Clause, even though it's Gamzee's. They're just naming it by route. And we can see a little sad face here that we couldn't see in the route. Yeah, the mop has sunglasses. So I like the perspective here. We're gonna look at that real quick. Let's see that. Here's Karkat's room without the sprites. Okay, here we go. Come on. Come on. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna take this. Take this. We're gonna see what we can do. So yeah, it's just the plot thicken. It's the Sherlock Holmes comic from Problem Sleuth. That's very, very funny. Is it the KFC controller? No. Okay. And that's probably it in here, to be honest. Here's a pumpkin. Your hive. What? Rostrum 9, Rostrum 4. Oh! Vim, we have these now! These weren't in the game. This is Vriska's route. These are the stats for Vriska's route, for the Flarp minigame in Vriska's route. That's great. I'm gonna go on Twitter and we're gonna post some of this stuff. App. That's also part of it. Okay, so we're going to get, where's cool? This one here. I almost had called it FriendSim. Pesterquest 5. Data mined. I know you guys love data. I know you guys love when I data mine. Now, Pesterquest 5. Epic data mine hacker time. There we go. Gotta be sounding a little jokey. So we're gonna get this. We're gonna drag app in. Boop, boop, and boop. The assets are now present for the weird system in Vriska's route. The weird flarp system in Vriska's route. I wonder if this means she'll be next. I'm surprised that's not in the GUI folder. Let's check in there real quick, but we're probably done now. Yeah, volume select icons. No extra volume select icons this time. We've always had all the text boxes. So let me just see. Just check the script real quick. Achievements for Karkat Kanaya. We still have the testing for future troll content, even though we're now at troll content. Okay. Volume 5. Blah 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 blah. Nightlight, bright light. Let's Control F for comments for anything that was removed from this thing. Oh, okay. Oh, they don't have Solix set up right, so they just did his colors every single. Oh no, they have to because it's two people talking in one section. That makes sense. Let's just. Where am I on there? It's so tiny. Game over. Yeah, I expected that. Where's that one? Here. Oh, it's there. Okay. There's a color here. Yep, colors. Mostly colors. It's hard. It sucks that hashtag is also the what they use for comments, because when I search for it, I mostly get this. Oh, here we go. They commented out a command, spy on trolls communications, which isn't not that big a deal. Yeah, that's all we're gonna get. Let's check the music. Darling Kanaya, Dave Lo-Fi, KKPQ, the Karkat Pesterquest. Did this play? Did I totally miss this? This is good. This is a remix of Alternia Bound. Was this really the song the whole time? I just had it too low. Wow. Drone. Yeah, this is the Hive Swap setting. This one's called Drone, so it was probably made for Hive Swap. But it's also not in the credits. Gross bug noises. The drone's muffled. I didn't notice the drone sounds either. I must have the volume too low because I'm talking. I just want to check screens real quick and go to the credits. I want to make sure they didn't comment out those songs that aren't mentioned, because they used to comment out stuff that wasn't in the credits. Rostrum allocation. There's a lot more stuff in place for Vriska's route. Animations and such. And Jade Combo Select is still in there, but I still don't know what it's used for. Okay, the music, Dave, Karkat, no. The drone theme is not in the credits, which it's probably because it's a Hype Swap song. Alrighty. Thank you all for joining me today. This was a very long stream, hour and a half. That's what you get when it's 2 full routes. I was not expecting them to be that long because we got 2, but that was very good. That was very good. I'm very looking forward to the rest of these. Have a good day, y'all, and you can follow me here on Twitch at SkyPlayer37. You can follow me on Twitter at Homestuck_info or at Homestuck.info. Thank you.